Sometimes I wonder if the fire is not really fire, not the flames, not the smoke curling up, not the heat you feel on your skin. Maybe it's something else, something you can't touch, only sense. It sits there, in the middle of a circle, in a carefully drawn shape, and suddenly the world around it feels ordered, like the chaos outside the altar doesn't quite reach here. Have you noticed how arranging things changes how your mind moves? How your breathing shifts without thinking about it? I think that's what the ancients might have been noticing too, long before we ever called it neuroscience or psychology. There's a pattern in the Taittirīya Brāhmaṇa that keeps showing up: ritual as a sequence, precise, repeated, deliberate. You light the fire this way, you chant that sound, you move your hands like this. On the surface, it feels like tradition, ceremony, old rules handed down. But if you slow down, if you watch it unfold in your mind, it starts to look like a kind of technology. Not technology in the Middle Circuit sense, but a technology for the mind, for attention, for consciousness. Every chant, every movement, every gesture is like a subtle lever, nudging awareness, refining perception. It's almost quantum. The same sound, repeated, creates a vibration that isn't just in the ear, it's in the body, the nervous system, maybe even the space around the mind. And suddenly, the mind that felt scattered a moment ago tightens. Focus emerges. Not because someone told you to concentrate, but because the ritual itself arranged reality so that focus was inevitable. And isn't that strange? That sound, smoke, fire, timing, all of it shaping thought, shaping perception. What if every action you take is a kind of ritual, whether you notice it or not? What if the way you brush your teeth, make tea, scroll on your phone, what if those micro-patterns are quietly training your mind in ways you barely understand? The Taittirīya Brāhmaṇa makes this obvious, but without ever naming it explicitly. The precision, the sequence, the geometry of the fire altars, the careful ordering of chants. It's all about structuring experience so that consciousness itself can move differently. You start to realize ritual isn't a superstition. It's a cognitive lens, a frame for how the self perceives time, causality, and even existence. When I think about the fire altar itself, I start to notice its geometry: squares, layers, shapes within shapes, exact measurements. And somehow, building it becomes building attention. The hands, the mind, the awareness, all converge on something that's neither object nor thought, but a moment suspended. And in that suspension, the usual grip of I am thinking, I am doing, I am in control loosens. There's an implicit lesson. Structure your perception, and perception structures you. That's the subtlety, the quiet power hidden in the Brāhmaṇa, which doesn't shout, here's wisdom. It whispers it through action, sequence, and sound. It's almost like a meditation that someone forgot to label. And then there's the sound itself, the vibration of the mantras. Not the meaning, not the translation, not even the words, but the resonance. I've tried noticing it when I chant silently, when I imagine the sequences in my mind. It's like the air, inside, the blood in the veins, even the space between neurons starts to hum along. Could it be that consciousness itself is sensitive to pattern and vibration in ways we hardly notice? That the ancients, through fire, sound, geometry, and repetition, were experimenting with the very fabric of awareness. That's the feeling I get when I read these passages. It's subtle, imperceptible, but undeniable once you be noticed Italiano. And maybe this is why the Taittirīya Brāhmaṇa feels alive, not static. It's not just a manual for sacrifices. It's a map for attention, a guide for structuring thought, a cognitive laboratory built into ritual. You don't just perform it, you experience it, and it performs on you. It teaches in silence, through movement and vibration, through what you feel rather than what you are told. And there's a strange, soft shift. When you notice this, the line between the ritual and the practitioner, between the altar and the mind, starts to blur. It's almost as if the world itself is a ritual, waiting for us to pay attention. And as I sit here thinking about fire, sound, sequence, I can't help but wonder how this flows into the next layer, the next movement. If ritual is cognitive, if sequence shapes mind, then what does it mean when the ritual turns inward? When the fire is not outside, but inside you? What happens when the altar is not built of bricks and wood, but of attention and perception? The Taittirīya Brāhmaṇa ends, but the pattern doesn't. And maybe noticing that is the first step toward the next unknown, the next layer of awareness waiting quietly, somewhere beyond the flames.